Hey, welcome back to Mexicali Fish Keeper. Hey, I wanted to do a quick update on that 75 gallon that I had set up. As you can see, it looks pretty yellowish, brownish, the water. You can plan and do whatever it is you want to do with these tanks. I knew ahead of time that some cichlids like to dig around in the substrate, and my plan was, as you can see, that front part of the tank was where it's unplanted. I didn't put any dirted soil under there, and my idea that was behind the rocks, back in towards the back of that tank, I was going to use that dirt, that soil, and cap it off with sand. You know, thinking that with the plants being there, they wouldn't want to dig around in there. Well, we can try to plan whatever it is we think they're going to do, and eventually the fish will do what they want to do. And it turns out they've been digging around in the back of the plants and have bringing up some of that soil onto the surface of this tank, and that's why you get all those tannins in there. I'm going to turn you around real quick to show you what it is that's going on back there. All right, as you guys can see, if you look at the front of this tank in these areas, you can see where they've brought up all that soil from the back, and they've been digging around back in there in those plants, especially right in this area right in here, because it looks like they're trying to lay eggs, and that's the area they chose. Because of that, it's kind of created an excess of nutrients in this tank, and I need to do a water change. But before I did that, I kind of wanted to show you that it's not always things don't always go as planned. And as you can see, there's a lot of this dirt in here. So what I'm going to do during this water change, I'm going to go ahead and siphon all that out of there, so that it's no longer, you know, exposing itself and creating those tannins in this water. And what I'll do is I'll show you a picture of what it looks like after I'm done with that. I also wanted to do this, and if you can see, you can tell that there's an excess of nutrients because the leaves of all these Amazon sorts are starting to grow algae on them, and I don't want that. So I have to do that water change and see. I'll show you what it looks like after I'm done. All right, stick around. All right, so after about 2 hours of working on this tank, trying to siphon out all that soil that had come up to the surface, I finally got it clean to the point where I'm satisfied with it. As you can see, it doesn't have those tannins anymore. I know you can see that algae in the back, but all my tanks, I let the algae grow on the back 3 walls. I kind of like that. It not only provides food for the plecos that are in there, but it also negates the necessity of having to paint the background on these things. So if I just leave them all green and algae, you know, it works for me. So as you guys can see, the majority of that soil that had come up is out of here. I know this is something I'm going to have to continue to do because they're going to, you know, continue to try to nest, especially back in this area right in here. That's where the Acaras chose. I thought they were going to pick one of these dwellings in here. All this part here in the front does not have soil. It's basically from where the back rocks, what I call like the retention rocks, those is where you'll find the soil, but it doesn't help that they like to dig around in the back. As a matter of fact, there he is, trying to dig in there and trying to nest in there, I guess. But this is sort of an update on these guys. These guys are my blue Acaras. They're looking really nice. I like how blue and that I call it an orange mohawk looks on these guys. They're really attractive. They seem like they want to breed. I haven't really, I guess, done much to help them get in the process of breeding. I'm kind of letting them do their thing. My only concern is that I do have some cories in here, and if they lay eggs, I'm just kind of curious as to those cories will have a midnight snack while the Acaras sleep. So we'll see what happens. Again, this little update. I also trimmed some of the plants in the back because they were starting to get all the way to the top. What I did is I cut them and then replanted them, and hopefully that'll help. And you can kind of see where some of them were trimmed off, and that's going to help that get a little bit thicker, and hopefully prevent them from trying to hide out back there. Again, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in my next video.